Hey guys, welcome back to Starcast Circle Marks. My name is Ryan Chambers, and alongside my brother James, we are the official Dallas Stars podcast of THPN. Thank you to DraftKings Sportsbook for being our sponsor. Use that promo code THPN the next time you are there. Dallas Stars win by a final score of 5-2 tonight over the San Jose Sharks. They get a little bit of retribution due to the game they had in November where they got beat by the San Jose Sharks. But James, what are your initial thoughts after tonight's game?
I mean, we got to the end of the game and we won. That's about all I can say for it. We had some great special teams, and that's all it took. And that's something that we didn't see hardly anything of in the first meeting with these two teams.
And before we get any further, we need to acknowledge the unfortunate news that was mentioned several times in the Dallas Stars broadcast tonight. But unfortunately, the Dallas Stars lost a member of their family with the passing of Mr. Don Whitcomb, who was the security officer who was always right there in front of the Stars locker room, was very well known for his fist bumps. I mean, he was even so well known that Mike Modano had a tribute to him earlier in the day today. I don't want to say shout out. That's not the right words, but I guess condolences to him, to his family, and obviously with the courage that he displayed with his 10-year battle with cancer. So, James, I mean, neither one of us really knew Don on a personal basis, but we obviously saw him on numerous times. What did you think of his impact on the Stars organization, just based off of what you heard from other Stars fans or maybe the players? What did you think?
I honestly have not heard that much, so
it is what
not
it
much
is.
to say on it.
Well, anyways, just prayers to his family, condolences to his family, but nonetheless, the Stars do get the win for him tonight, and it was really touching. Jamie Benn actually gave a fist bump where Don would have stood, and they had a little memorial right then to him. So, anyways, getting into this game, right off the bat, it was Dallas going through, and I honestly thought that throughout the first period that San Jose was the better team. James, what did you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and especially the early parts of the first, it was very much shifted towards San Jose's side.
So there wasn't much to talk about in the first 2.5 minutes, other than the fact that a puck trickled through Ottinger, but it didn't go behind him, which is very thankful. Reimer would make a save on a redirect shot, and then a Dallas turnover led to extended D-zone time for the Stars, and they were having a really hard time getting through the neutral zone in this game. And thankfully, special teams kind of saved them tonight. But anyways, at 14:45 of the first period, Barabanov scores on one that Ottinger probably wants back. What did you think of that particular play, James?
Yeah, the pass was a great pass. Hakanpää probably could have broken it up if he was about 2 inches shorter, but he overshoots the pass. It goes between him and his stick, and the dude just whiffs a little on his shot, and it fools Otter enough and beats him 5-hole. I mean, those are ones that, yeah, you want back, but at the same time, it's like the dude missed his shot and it went in. It just happens sometimes.
So early in the first period, San Jose takes a 1-0 lead. And of course, the worst thing that you could possibly do is go on the penalty kill, which is, of course, exactly what Dallas does. And Lundqvist gets the penalty for tripping on Barabanov, which, by the way, that was like a joke throughout tonight's game, was Barabanov is everywhere. Anyway, at this point, the shots are 5-2 San Jose, and San Jose is the better team through the first 10 minutes of this game. At 11:54, Otter had a really good save off of a rush, and Dallas PK does its job. It kills the penalty. And I just wrote, Dallas hasn't been good. But Dallas will go on the power play at 10:39. Barabanov, again, there he is again. He takes a high sticking call on Sagan, and poor Sagan, he continues to get abused. I mean, it's like
there was even another one later in the game that didn't get called where he gets like hit up high. It's all the time. At least he's getting it called sometimes now, though, because this isn't like a new thing for Sagan. This has been happening most of the season. It just wasn't getting called.
Yeah, but now it's been like every single game. Every single game it's felt like that. And maybe it has been every single game, but Anyways, off of that power play, there's some good puck movement. And of course, who else but Joe Pavelski? He gets the deflection goal. Oh my gosh, who would have thought it would have been a deflection power
Yeah,
play goal?
goodness.
The dude is literally sandwiched between two players, two San Jose players, and he's still able to get a deflection on it. And so that's 5 straight games for the Dallas Stars with the power play goal, and it does go 5-hole on Reimer, and Reimer has no chance on it.
Yeah, it's just absolutely outstanding from Pavelski. It's exactly what he's done for us the past 2 years, and it looks like he's not slowing down anytime soon.
On that goal, Robertson would get an assist, and that would be a 7-game point streak for Mr. Jason Robertson, who has been quiet, it's felt like, just because he hasn't been scoring goals, because all of his shots have been deflected. He's got one goal and 9 assists. Yeah, he's got one goal and 9 assists.
The fourth one. I think that was the fourth one off the recent power plays that he has shot, and someone else just tipped it.
Right after that goal, Dallas would go on the power play. It's a bench minor by San Jose for too many men on the ice. Robertson actually finally scores on an actual shot. It hits the post, it bounces off of Reimer, and then Reimer kicks it into his own net. So a lot of puck luck there, not just on that particular shot, but also on the ensuing plays around Reimer in the offensive zone for the Dallas Stars. So Dallas goes up 2-1, regardless of the fact that I don't think they've been the better team in the first period.
Yeah, no, but definitely with Robertson there, it's a lot of luck, but I don't care the way he scores anymore at this point. This is his first goal against an actual netminder in a long time, so it's nice to actually see him score one.
Yep, his first non-empty net goal in almost a month. That's crazy to think, but yet he's still been effective defensively and on assist market too. So
yeah.
Right after that, San Jose presses for a goal because I'm sure they were hacked off at the fact that they just take 2 penalties. That's it. They just take 2 penalties in the first period. Dallas cashes in on both of them. 4:47. Hintz has a chance that goes wide off the rush. Lundqvist has a one-timer. Dallas is starting to get a little bit of momentum going, but still not a lot. Dallas will go back on the penalty kill. Marchment takes a tripping call on Benning. They do take care of business, and there's no San Jose shots on that power play. So great job by the penalty kill for Dallas. Robertson has a backhand chance, a minute remaining, and then Seguin has a great individual effort with about 12 seconds remaining. And that ends the first period. Story of the first period for me, James, was San Jose was the better team, especially at 5-on-5. But there was 4 instances where there were penalties in that first period, and Dallas just won the special teams battle.
Yeah, every single one of them too. It wasn't for a second of those any of the penalties that I thought that we were the worst team. We beat them solidly on the penalty kill, and we destroyed them on the power play.
So at that point, they go into the second intermission, and right at the beginning of the second period, Josh and Razor highlight Seguin. He's got 4 goals in the last 6 games, so he's starting to heat up a little bit, and let's hope that continues for Seguin. And at 17:45, there's a really good shift by the bin line. Dellandrea keeps it in, and it allows for a really good opportunity for the Stars in the O-zone. And then Steven Lorentz, who was very noticeable in tonight's game. Other than Barabanov, I thought he was the most noticeable San Jose Shark. He has a shot in the slot area after Lundqvist has an awkward D-zone play. It wasn't necessarily a turnover. It was just I think it was a too quick of a pass around. And whoever was on the other side wasn't quite able to handle that cleanly. There's an awkward bounce off the boards in the O-zone for Stars, and San Jose has a chance from the high slot right after that, and it's Ferraro with the slap shot, which, holy crap, that guy can shoot the puck. Svechnikov would have a chance off the rush. There's another San Jose chance after that. Benning with a really big hit on Seguin. Lundqvist has a shot, and Dellandrea has a redirection chance. Hurdle hits the post at 12:17, and it's just Suter getting beat on the board battles. And I don't know what we need to do to kind of help Ryan Suter out there, but it's obvious that he's just a step slow. and he needs some help when it comes to those sort of plays, because we've seen that a lot recently. Is that something you've noticed as well? Or if there is something you can do, what do the Stars do to help him out?
I mean, yeah, he's kind of an old man. I wish he would just be further back. I mean, that's the only thing you can really tell him to do. And Hakanpää's he's kind of just hitting whoever he sees, that's what I want Hakanpää to do. So, or I guess Miller's playing on that line now. So it's Miller and Suter. So Miller probably should be getting back to help him. He's kind of fast, so maybe you flip that around. You let Suter stay up more, and you try to have Miller play more back. I don't know, not sure.
Well, anyways, right after that, shot off the post by Hurdle, Lindblom, former Philadelphia Flyer, he scores as the first man to the cheese, aka he gets the rebound and he puts it backhand. So it was just a simple play, and it's one of those plays that we've talked about that the Stars have pretty much gotten rid of out of their game. It's when there's these shots from the point that either get blocked or Otter makes, or whoever makes the save right off the bat, and it's just a second opportunity, and that's the only time they get beaten tonight's game off of that chance.
Yeah, and Lundqvist lost his man a little there. It was also just a good angle from the forward. He skates right up next to his other forward that's there, and it pinches Lundqvist off of him. So it's not a pick because everyone's kind of skating around there, and he purposely skates. He's skating straight to the puck still. I mean, you can't say much about it. It was just it's a great play from him, and he takes advantage and makes a good shot too.
So at that point, it's 2-2, and honestly, for me, James, I still thought that San Jose should have been up with the way they were playing. They were still the better team through 30 minutes at this point. And the shots kind of show with this, with a 16-11 margin for San Jose. So, I mean, is that fair or no?
We've seen much worse shot differentials, and normally when a team is dominating, that's what it is. But I mean, most of San Jose, they were controlling the puck a lot tonight. Honestly, they looked better than us, but they weren't getting the same chances. They don't have the same offense that most teams have, and that's why they're not doing good this season, because when they can have the puck the whole game, and obviously, as shown tonight, they just don't score that much.
However, right after that, Olofsson, with probably one of the prettiest plays you will ever see, he gets his first career goal off of a brilliant pass, if I can talk correctly, from Pavelski, and it was a great response by the Dallas Stars after that San Jose goal. Absolute perfect timing, and he puts Dallas up 3-2 at this point, and Dallas wouldn't look back after that.
Yeah, I mean, you that's the Sharks turning it over right on their defensive blue line. You can't do that. Those lead to very good opportunities for the other team most of the time. And the Stars set it up perfectly. I think Faksa actually should have a lot more credit on this play too. He drops it to Pavelski, but he also screens the dude who Pavelski has to pass through, essentially. Like, if the dude can see where Pavelski is passing it, he's blocking that pass, but he can't see the puck at all. So it's a great positional play from Faksa, and it's an even better pass from Pavelski regardless. And Olofsson knows, hey, that dude's really good. I'm going to put my stick on the ice. Keeps his stick on the ice and shovels it in. It's a great goal.
So we have to answer this question because it's going to come up here in the next couple of days with a day off tomorrow for the Stars. Does Olofsson stay in the lineup? Even if Gurianov comes back, I don't think that... I'm sorry. Olofsson has looked really, really good. And I know some people are saying, oh, elevate him in the lineup. He's looked really good on that fourth line. What's the problem in just keeping those four lines together? And I don't see him getting sent back down to the Texas Stars based off of the way he's played in these 3 games. What do you think? Do you think he stays in the lineup even if Gurianov comes back?
I think he stays in the lineup, but the second he starts to falter, we will pull him out and put Gurry back in. It's not even going to be a question. You have to keep playing good to stay in the spot right now. And that's even true for Gurionov too, because if Guri comes in and he's not playing good either, we're just going to get another person from the AHL and try him. I mean, at this point, it's really it's a spot that you have to play for. It is not a guaranteed spot at all. That is a revolving door, and I think it's going to be that way the rest of the season, unless we see like a 2 or 3 week span where a player is just doing that much better.
I would argue that Olofsson has been that, and if he continues to be like that over the next couple of weeks, that could be the answer that been talking about. Like, oh, the Stars need another top 6 forward. Well, maybe not. Maybe. Oh, I mean, I'm not saying Olofsson is the top 6 forward, but it seems like he's that answer that can kind of fill in on that fourth line, so that second line can continue to do their thing. And the second line hasn't looked bad either. I mean, all 4 lines have been really, really good and really solid both ways, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is that we've only seen 3 games from him so far, which, like, yes, he's been great in all 3 games, and he scores in this one. Yes, he has to keep it up. It does not matter. He has to keep it up.
Well, anyways, after that goal, credit to the American Airlines Center. I think that was the biggest cheer I've heard in months for anything for Olofsson, especially with him getting his first career NHL goal. And it was bonkers at the American Airlines Center tonight, which is very normal for the New Year's Eve game.
Yeah, and that celly from Olofsson was awesome. He stares right at the person in the crowd and just screams at the top of his lungs and shakes his hand. That's so exciting, dude.
And then after that, though, Lorentz was completely alone in front, and he shoots high. So again, Lorentz making himself known. Dallas will go back on the power play. Thank you to Lorentz for hooking. And on that power play, it was the only power play that wasn't, cashing in for the Stars at this point. But it's not for a lack of chances. There were a bunch of chances. Yeah. It was Miro, it was Robo, it was Ben, and somehow the San Jose Sharks kill it off.
Yeah, I thought that was the most dangerous power play. We didn't score on it. So it was really, really crazy to me when I was watching. I was like, how did we not score on it?
Well, there was no deflections. That's why we didn't score on it. The Joe Pavelski effect. Anyways, they do kill it off, but they had a lot of chances. Like I said, Kiwi would have a good shot, and there was a big rebound off of Reimer, but there was nobody there for Dallas to get it. It was just a great shift by the fourth line, to end the second period. And great second period overall for the Dallas Stars. San Jose, I still thought was the better team when it was 5-on-5. But because of the Olofsson goal, which was a huge goal, it was at the perfect time. They're able to go into the intermission up 3-2, and Dallas is absolutely perfect when they have a lead going into the third period. So what did you think overall of the second period, James?
I thought the second period honestly was a lot better than the first period. Specifically, we just held it tight the whole time. It didn't feel like the Sharks had full control of that period until like a power play, which still, when we got the power play, we looked much better, but we didn't let it get away from us. It felt like there were a couple of breakdowns. Otter was there for him. His fine period. And we end up still being able to hold the lead going into the third.
So going into the third, Dallas had the last 9 shots of that second period. So you can kind of see that after that Olofsson goal, it really kind of pushed the momentum in Dallas's favor. In the first minute of the third, however, Barabanov again, he's there. He has a chance in tight. Sagan had the chance on a broken play, and then there was a really good pressure opportunity by the Sagan line, and it continued on throughout the third period. Pavelski had a rebound chance that goes straight over the top. And then I wrote within the first 5 minutes that Dallas is spending a lot more time in the O-zone in the third period than they had in the previous 2 periods. So that's exactly what you want to see. This is exactly what we've been talking about all season that has been different than the bonus system, is the fact that the Stars spend offensive zone time even though they have the lead, James. What did you think of the first 5 minutes? Is that something you noticed as well?
It definitely didn't look super dangerous, but we weren't playing in our own end, so it's not dangerous for us. So dangerous for neither team when you're up a goal is great.
Right after that, Marchment would get punched in the face by Megna. There's no call on that. And then, of course, Marchment ends up taking a penalty because he gets frustrated. Dallas goes on the penalty kill. Barabanov would have a chance during that power play for the San Jose Sharks. Really good save by Otter and a really good D-zone play by Hakanpää during that play. The Stars killed it off, and then there was a good D play by Vlasic. It could have been a 3-on-1 for Dallas, but Marc-Andre Vlasic takes care of that. Olofsson, again, makes his presence known. He has a rebound chance. Marchment has a chance. Ben has a chance within a 2-minute period from about the 12-minute mark to the 10-minute mark. At the 10-minute mark, Dallas presses for a really long ozone shift time by the first line and also by the second line. So both of those top two lines getting their ozone time in there. It would continue for about a minute and a half until Reimer sends it up to the rafters. And then about at 9:45, Dellandrea has a great shot. Otter makes a gargantuan save on Gadjevich, which that could have been a big difference in the game. So again, something that we've neglected to mention recently, even though we have mentioned it, is how good Ottinger has played in the past 3 weeks after kind of struggling semi, not really playing bad, just being average. He's been fantastic the last 3 weeks, James.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
So after that, Dallas would go on the penalty kill, Kiviranta for tripping on Meyer. So really big opportunity for San Jose, and they get nothing, absolutely nothing. And it actually instead leads to Rope Hintz getting the insurance marker. He goes 5-hole on James Reimer. Yeah. Ben sets it up. It's a 5-hole goal, 8-game point streak, for Ben. And Hintz has his 11th goal of December, and it's tied for 4th in the NHL in that category. So just great play overall, gets the insurance marker, and that right there is the dagger in the heart for the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, Ben was just wrestling that puck away on the boards. Finally gets it. Kind of lucky that he whacks it to the middle of the ice. I'm sure he wasn't intending to do that, but regardless, Hintz is there, and when you're on, you're on. It goes 5-hole and it's in.
San Jose takes a timeout with less than 2 minutes remaining. Meyer would get a chance off the ensuing faceoff, but then Lindell puts it away with the empty net goal. And the only way that Esa Lindell will score goals is in the empty net. But nonetheless,
and from 200 feet away.
Yes. Nonetheless, Dallas gets the win tonight. It's a 5-2 win for them. James, there's so many good storylines to end out the 2022 year, but what's the biggest one for you taking out of this game?
I mean, it's just special teams, man. The power play has been on and the penalty kill has been on for the past 2 weeks, and that's how we're winning our games right now. Like every single one. We had 3 goals in Montreal to save that game. We had 1 goal against the Preds. We had 2 against the Minnesota Wild. We had two last night or 2 nights ago and 2 tonight. It's just like it's been absolutely insane from the power play and penalty kill.
And let's do a quick shout out to all DFW sports teams for that matter. I mean,
killing it, man.
The Mavs are doing fantastic. The Cowboys are taking care of business when they need to. They win this past weekend. On top of numerous other things happening. I mean, TCU wins their game today, number 3 seed beating the number 2 seed. Good for them. So we'll see them in the national championship game here in a week or so. I mean, it's just a fun time to not just be a Dallas sports fan, but to be a Dallas Stars fan, but to be a DFW sports fan overall. Everybody is doing well right now.
Yeah, it's been really it's really cool to see because most of the time we talk about how all our teams are just kind of mediocre and they like to sit just in the middle of the pack. And this year, all of them have been outstanding.
I mean, you could even look at the Texas Stars down in the AHL. They're doing fantastic. And the head coach for the Texas Stars was actually selected to serve as the head coach for the Western Conference All-Star team. So that right there, again, shows you I mean, it's just a fun time to be a Dallas sports fan right now. And with that win tonight, the Dallas Stars, like you mentioned, James, you told me this as you were listening to the broadcast before we came on. They are 27-3 on New Year's Eve. And that's throughout the duration. That's during the dark ages. That's during the Lenny Ruff era. That's during all these other coaches. So Stars on New Year's Eve have been.
Yeah, and that dates back all the way through the North Stars too. I mean, that's been a franchise thing. It's crazy that you can have that good of a record on one specific day.
And just because it's a fun night and we're getting pretty close to the end of 2022, please consider calling in 214-586-0102. We'll take your calls here in just a second. Once again, that's 214-586-0102. And what we want to know is, what is your favorite memory, Dallas Stars memory of 2022? I have one. I haven't asked James about his yet, but I'll give him a little bit of an opportunity to think about it. Oh, you've already got it. Okay.
I already got mine.
All right. But before we ask that question, James, who is the biggest winner and the biggest loser in tonight's game, in your opinion?
Okay, I'm going to go biggest winner first. Biggest winner is Jake Ottinger, because he has been absolutely outstanding. He kind of missed the first goal, honestly. Like he probably should have had that one. It's a weird shot, whatever. But even with that, in the last 9 games, 8 of them, he has allowed 2 or fewer goals. So the only game where he has allowed more than 2 goals was the Oilers game. He has been absolutely amazing.
And then with that, who is your biggest loser in tonight's game?
My biggest loser is the Sharks special teams. I mean, they're supposed to be the best penalty kill in the league, and we absolutely destroyed them 2 for 3 tonight. And honestly, could have been 3 for 3. And they gave up a shorthanded goal. That's their special teams lost them the game. And it's a little bit of luck on the Stars' part too, because of the Robertson goal. But regardless, you're the biggest loser. I'm sorry.
I gotta agree with you, because that was my choice as well for the biggest loser, was the San Jose Sharks special teams, which, I mean, you got to give them credit for how their penalty kill has done overall for the season. I mean, they're first in the league. I mean, that's kind of crazy to consider that they're one of the worst teams in the NHL, yet they are first on the penalty kill, and that's something they can look at and be happy about and be positive about. But tonight they got completely throttled. Just like you said, 2 power play goals, a shorthanded goal. And if it wasn't for special teams, then maybe San Jose wins this game tonight. I don't know, but without special teams kind of screwing them over, they would have won.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Sharks would have won if special teams were not a factor in this game. I mean, that's how they kind of won the first game too. We had 1 power play in the first meeting with these 2 teams, and we lost 5-4.
All right, and another quick reminder, if you want to call in and tell us your favorite Stars memory from 2022, you got that opportunity now. You can call the number down at the bottom of the screens, 214-586-0102. Now, we're going to get to our favorite moments of 2022, James. What is your favorite Dallas Stars moment of 2022?
Okay. So I have an in-person favorite moment and then an actual overall favorite moment. My in-person favorite moment was being able to go to Game 4 of the playoff series between the Stars and the Flames. That was so much fun. My actual favorite moment from the whole year was back when in March, early March, when Robertson had the back-to-back hat tricks against Minnesota and in Winnipeg. And specifically, the last goal against Winnipeg was absolutely amazing because it shoots out on 3-on-3. And he knows he has to go for it. He's completely gassed. He's been out for 2 minutes already. But he knows he has to go for it. He skates all the way down, makes the goal, falls over into the boards, and just stays there. Absolutely amazing. That is still my favorite celebration for a very long time, even through the bubble playoffs, I think, with all of Radulov's great goals that he had, and he's great at celebrating too. But just laying down and being absolutely exhausted after scoring back-to-back hat tricks was something else for me.
That's a good one. For me, it's not one particular moment, but I guess you could say it's one game. And for me, it's got to be Jake Ottinger, Game 7 against the Calgary Flames. I am not joking when I say this, and we've seen so many incredible feats by Dallas goaltenders in the playoffs. You go back to the time when Marty Turco is one of the few goalies in NHL history who had 3 shutouts in a series and still ends up losing it. I still think that this goaltending duel, it's not even a duel. It was all Ottinger. He was the better goalie throughout. That is the greatest moment by a Dallas Stars goalie in franchise history. Yeah. And it's going to be really hard to get beat, and especially in Game 7. When Johnny Gaudreau scores that goal to put the Flames over, he looks completely dumbfounded. Just that he lost. He looks dumbfounded that the game is over, because he's like, I can't believe I played like this and we didn't win, which I think we were all like that. But that is my favorite moment of 2022. And that's when he came out. That was his coming out party. He becomes a household name in the NHL. Everybody knows his name at that point, and they continue to know his name because of that playoff series.
Yeah, and I think that's why I thought going even to Game 4. I mean, Game 4, it's not even like an influential game as much as like Game 5 or 3. It's an even number game. It's Game 4 of a playoff series. He was spectacular the entire series. The Stars sucked in Game 4. They did. They were awful. It was not fun to watch the Stars have the puck ever, but every time that the Flames were in our zone, it was like, dude, they're not scoring. We got Honor in net. There's no way. It was absolutely the most fun thing ever.
Yep. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring on the caller, and I appreciate you waiting. He's been waiting, or she's been waiting for almost 3.5 minutes now. So hello, caller. Tell us your name, and then tell us what your favorite memory of 2022 has been for Dallas Stars.
Hey guys, it's Brandon from Dallas. Shout out to Ardell and Erik Karlsson for the game. It was a great game tonight at the AAC. I gotta say, I think this year, if we're going back all the way to the beginning of the year, correct me if I'm wrong, but watching the back-to-back games where Jason Robertson scored hat tricks, I believe one was against the Wild and the other was against the Jets. When was the last time we really saw that from a Stars player? It was phenomenal, and now we're seeing the full evolution of Jason Robertson as a player, and potentially, someone who, other than Miro Heiskanen, I could see leading the team as the future captain of this organization.
Yeah, I agree, and that was James's too. He was mentioning that it's just a fantastic thing to have a great player like Jason Robertson, and the fact that he just kind of exploded on the scene. Like, we knew that he was pretty good. We knew that he had kind of torn up the OHL in Canada, and he had done great things with his team up there. But to come here to Dallas and really kind of shine, and especially that top line with Hintz and Pavelski, it's been the best line in hockey for a good portion of 2 years. I mean, it's been fantastic. And again, like I said, it's a great time to be a Dallas Stars sports fan right now, because the team just looks excellent. And this year feels different than many years past, in my opinion. And he's a big part of that, Jason Robertson is.
Yeah, and the back-to-back hat tricks is not just special from just a team standpoint. That's special from a league standpoint. That doesn't happen with anyone. That's super rare.
Yes. Yeah. And I think overall, like, for me this year, best hockey moment for me was a personal one. I took my wife down to see the Texas Stars play down at Cedar Park, and for her birthday, Dobby gave her his game used stick. So that for her, that was a big thing, and I was happy I got to do that for my wife. But I mean, just looking at the Texas Stars, which I've been following a lot recently, they're killing it down in the AHL. I mean, Carroll's look good. Bork's look good. Damian's look good. Peterson's been great. Gleason's looking good down there. Blumel is too. Dobby and Murray solid in the net. It's fun to watch and just can't wait for the next few seasons.
Yeah, and thanks again, Brandon, for calling in. We appreciate you, man, for letting us know your favorite memories. And that's a good point. I mean, the depth that we have at the AHL level is ridiculous, James. And it's just so much fun to kind of watch this team. And I mean, we'll hold on for just a couple more minutes to see if anybody else calls in. But James, to kind of close out 2022, what are you most excited for going into 2023?
The playoffs.
Heck yeah, man.
I don't have to say anything else, dude. Especially the way the past 9 games have gone. I am so excited, dude. This team has stopped scoring as much and is winning as much, if not more. It is looking so good. We're top 10 in every division or every like team stat. It's so cool to just go on the NHL app and you look at all the team stats and the stars are always there. It's so much fun.
And again, this feels different. This feels different. This team feels completely different than any other team that we've seen, including that bubble run. We had no idea that bubble run was going to come the way that it did. This is a full team, straight up and down the lineup, lines 1 through 4. The defense has looked incredible. Ottinger has been good. Wedgwood as a backup has been excellent. We have depth at every single position throughout the organization. People are like, there's basically like a line. There's so many guys in the AHL that probably should be in the NHL, and yet there's just no room for them because, I mean, the Stars are just absolutely loaded at every single position. Hintz is here for a long time. Robo is here for the good portion of 4 years now. Pavelski has signed an extension for the rest of this year, and he continues to defy father time and everything like that. I'm just having so much fun right now. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to jinx us. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. And I'm not gonna jinx it. But yeah, James, go ahead. Sorry.
It's so much fun because you're seeing Ben and Sagan start to come back too. I mean, Ben has been good since November, and Sagan's starting to come back in this month too. He's been a lot better than he was in November, honestly. And a lot of that comes from the second power play unit starting to going again. And he actually has other players that are good at passing. But regardless of that, it's really fun because it's not just the top line anymore. For 2 years, we have seen just Robertson, Hintz, and Pavelski carry this team and score more goals than everyone else on the team combined. That's not happening anymore. It's the whole team. The whole team is playing. The whole team is scoring. And the whole team is playing defense too, honestly. It's been so much fun to watch.
This team deserves to be first in the West right now. They absolutely 100% deserve to be first in the West. And as critical as we've been, especially me, at numerous players, especially Ryan Suter, for example, he's looked better not great, but he's looked better over the course of the last couple of weeks. Wyatt Johnston is coming into his own. Fredrik Olofsson comes up and in 3 games has looked excellent. Luke Glendening and Radek Faksa, yes, Faksa may be overpaid, but he's still doing an absolute fantastic job. He's getting some power play time, but I mean, we're winning in faceoffs. I mean, everything culminated right now. Like you've said, James, we're top 10 in every single statistical category: offense, defense, goaltending, you name it. And I'm so excited for the playoffs. I'm so excited for the playoffs to see what this team can do. So, okay, I think that's it. We got to go watch the ball drop in New York City. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here tonight with no more calls. But James, anything else we need to mention before we wrap it up tonight?
Yeah. Happy Merry New Year's Eve.
Happy Merry New Year's Eve. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Again, we appreciate all the things that you guys have done. Looking back over the course of the last 2.5 years, y'all have done some amazing things for us. we're continuing to grow. There's lots of good things that are going to be happening in 2023. We're excited to share those with y'all here over the course of the next upcoming months. And once again, go and check out sarcasticamarkshop.com for all the merch options. That's the best way to support us. Go out and check our website as well, sarcasticamarks.com. I wish Chris was here tonight, but obviously he's a little busy with some other things. But once again, we appreciate you guys and everything that y'all have done. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about this podcast. We'd appreciate any 5-star reviews you'd leave us anywhere you listen to your podcasts. And once again, along with James, my name is Ryan. We will catch you guys on the flip side. For the last time in 2022, we will be back with you guys on Monday, I guess it is, on Monday. And we hope you guys have a good, fantastic morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you guys are listening. So since Chris is not here, James, you're going to have to say it off for us as we hang it up for 2022.
GG, boys.
See you guys later. Happy New Year.